10. Pitt goes to 4-3. Cleveland goes to 4-4. I think the Browns are better than this. Kareem Hunt obviously still injured. Odell Beckham Jr. quote unquote not part of the team anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting to me, and you wonder is it Odell or is it the team? I mean, given Odell's history, I think most people are gonna blame him, but obviously we don't know details. This was just ugly game on both sides of the ball. Pittsburgh, I think they were saying they were trying to go for one last, Super Bowl run with Big Ben, and I think we can all say that that's probably a joke at this point. The Browns, obviously, unhealthy Baker, is worse than healthy Baker, but I think he still made a lot of dumb decisions. And he also wasn't helped very much by the rest of the team. Chubb, unfortunately, was returned from injury. I don't think he was back to himself. As you said, no Hunt. Landry wasn't playing to his normal degree. Just a bad game that the Browns should forget about and try and move on and try and get some of their players back.
I will say it's too bad that Kareem Hunt isn't healthy, because there are probably some NFL teams that could really use an unsung hero like D'Ernest Johnson, who has been playing very well for the Browns for what he's done. For the situation that he stepped into, being both Hunt and Chubb injured. 2 weeks ago, had a monster game. This past week, he had a 10-yard rushing touchdown, 4 carries, 22 yards, including a rushing touchdown. I feel like D'Ernest Johnson could be a good running back for someone that needs a solid number 2. Solid number 2. Oh my God.
Much better than liquid number 2.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. Yep, that we're looking at you, Ricky Waters, right? Right?
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that not super surprised given their injured running backs, but I thought the Browns might trade him away because I think they could have gotten some real assets for him, and I believe he's on the last year of his contract. Obviously barely healthy Chubb, no healthy Hunt. They're trying to win right now, so it's understandable that they didn't trade him away. But I can't imagine that they're going to re-sign him because they're already paying the other two, and unless they're going to let one of them walk. But I think they're still under contract for a longer time. I think he's earned a paycheck. And I think an RB needy team is going to pay up for his talents. He's shown that he can run like an RB1.
Yeah, he definitely has. And oh my God, talking about solid number 2 for the Browns. Jesus Christ. What did I get myself into? Some deep shit, right?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of deep shit, you guys ready to move on? Oh yeah. The Detroit Lions are fucking the deepest possible shit. 0-7, they get fucking destroyed 44-6 by the less than average, I would say, Eagles. Eagles win 44-6. Oh my God.
I don't know if they're. I think Eagles are okay. I don't think they're anything to write home about, but I don't think they're below average for the league. Because look at teams like the Lions bringing the league average down that much.
Yeah, but they're still 3-5. They're not.
They are depressing. Are they 3-5? Oh, I thought they were 4-4.
No, 3-5.
Okay.
I just love that the Eagles fans are talking shit because they beat the Lions 44-6. I cannot wait to see Twitter when the Chargers beat the shit out of them next week.
See, Twitter is just toxic because it's always just people, no one's really like self-deprecating on Twitter. On Reddit, Eagles fans are actually my favorite because they roast everybody, but they roast themselves the most. So it's actually highly entertaining because they'll take a dump on your team with some sort of insult, but then they'll just do it like even worse to the Eagles, and it's quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No one does that on Twitter, really.
Yeah. But yeah, my favorite stat in all of this: the Eagles win 44-6. Okay. Jalen Hurts had 103 passing yards. That's it. 103. In a 44-point game, he threw for 103 yards.
You really have to do much. If you can just hand the ball off and watch your team and watch your defense just get several touchdowns, then what's the point of risking the ball? And you just threw it to the tight end and let the running backs do their thing, and they won by a lot.
You used to watch Mad TV, right? Everyone watched Mad TV.
Yeah.
What's his name? Shit. Look what I can do. That guy.
Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah, Stewart. Yeah. So I felt like the Eagles' run game, scoring in general, was look what I can do. Because you had Boston Scott run for a touchdown, then Jordan Howard, look what I can do. And then Boston Scott again, and then Jordan Howard again. And then Darius Slay's like, look what I can fucking do, with a 33-yard fumble return for a touchdown. So it was just insane. Boston Scott 1-yard run, Jordan Howard 4-yard run, Boston Scott 3-yard run, Jordan Howard 2-yard run, Darius Slay 33-yard fumble return, a bunch of field goals in between, and Jermar Jefferson with an 8-yard run with a failed 2-point conversion. Is Jared Goff one of the 5 worst quarterbacks in the NFL? He's got to be one of the 5 worst in the NFL in terms of starters.
I mean, he's playing as bad as all the rookies are, so if not worse. So yeah. He looks terrible. They have a depleted wide receiving core, but you got 2 pass catching running backs, and you got Hawkinson, who's a beast of a tight end. I can't imagine that you can't do something with that. And I can't say I'm watching a ton of Lions games, so I don't know if it's that he's worse or that their offensive scheme is just that bad. I imagine it's a bit of both. But yeah, he is not good, and he was propped up by an extremely talented Rams team. And I don't think there's anybody arguing that at this point.
I just love, again, going back to Cowboys homerism, I just love that Dak Prescott is sitting here, one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's watching the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft that he was drafted in when he went in the 4th round just be completely shitty. Carson Wentz is also in the bottom 5. He is so bad. Him and Goff and Sam Darnold right now are in a fucking triangle for worst veteran quarterback in the NFL, and it's fucking hilarious. Oh, man. Sam Darnold, the first few weeks of the season, I was like, maybe I'm wrong about him. And nope, he's bad. He's a bad quarterback. And you can't even say, well, he doesn't have the talent around him. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Robbie Anderson. He had Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey got hurt. Chuba Hubbard is stepping in, being more than serviceable. He's got weapons around him, an offensive line that is good enough, and he still sucks. It's Sam Darnold. I was right about Sam Darnold sucking. Anyways. We're going to move on for the sake of time. Again, Philadelphia wins 44-6. Titans, Colts. Wow, going right to the other shitty quarterback from that draft. God damn.
Oh man, Wentz was laughable. He looked, for most of the game, he looked fine. And then, they're backed up into their own end zone. You have the lead. You obviously want to avoid a safety, but you also don't want to throw a little dead duck right into the middle of like four defenders that are, right in front of you, and let them get a nice quick defensive touchdown. It was bad. It was funny, but it was bad.
All right. Just because I looked it up, the 2016 NFL Draft, pick number 1, Jared Goff, pick number 2, Carson Wentz. And then Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, DeForest Buckner. How did they get drafted ahead of those 6? Or those 5? And then Jack Conklin and Leonard Floyd. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. The Rams could have had Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, DeForest Buckner, Jack Conklin, or Leonard Floyd. And they chose Jared fucking Goff. And then the Eagles could have had Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, Ronnie Stanley, DeForest Buckner, Jack Conklin, or Leonard Floyd. And they fucking chose Carson Wentz. My God. My God.
At least they won a Super Bowl. With them on the bench, but still.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Anyways, sorry. Go on. Wait.
He's got a ring.
So is Sean McCoy. 2 of them right on the bench.
Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, also in that draft class. Yep.
Next, you want to say Mark Ingram wishes he got traded to a good team so he could get a Super Bowl too.
Dude, Mark Ingram. Oh man, the Texans are just all sorts of fucked up. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let's get back on track with Tennessee at 6-2. Smashing the Colts. Not really. It was 34-31 in overtime. But my God, did Carson Wentz look really bad? 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Tannehill had a very similar stat line, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Tannehill not looking so good this year. Not a fan of the way he's played. Not happy with my QB1 for fantasy.
I mean, he's got to pass the ball now. No more Derrick Henry.
Literally the next thing I was about to say, Derrick Henry getting surgery, expected to take 6 to 10 weeks, but the Titans supposedly believe that his season is over.
Yeah. 6 to 10 weeks is a long time, and I can't imagine he's coming back from this to his old self at least. 10 weeks healing time doesn't mean 10 weeks playing time. So regular season almost certainly over. Maybe he could come back for postseason. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, that's true. He was most of their offense. It'll be interesting to see what A.J. Brown and Julio can do with Tanny slinging the rock a little bit more. They took on Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They got Adrian Peterson as their running back now. Come on.
I mean, I think he'll be okay, but it's not Derrick Henry coming at you. It's not a literal freaking Mack truck that you have to tackle. It's an old broken down Mack truck in Adrian Peterson.
It might be broken down, but do you know who's fresh out the shop with a new coat of paint? Jonathan Taylor, 16 carries, 70 yards. My goodness, that team has very good running backs, and they've got all three still. That was another one I was trying to think of. Marlon Mack and Nyheim Hines. Yeah. Neither of them got traded. That was another one I was trying to think of.
They just paid Nyheim Hines a ridiculous amount of money, so no one's taken his contract because no one else is that stupid. But I think they certainly should have traded away